Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost tornado time for the Texarlexians. See what I did there? What about the Oklahomans, though? All right, I'm talking about majorly severe weather that will be here in anywhere from like 12 to 18 hours. And we are talking about storms breaking across Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, and another state. That's my guess. This is no joking matter, though I have been in a really good mood for 3 days for no reason I can explain. Oh, look, at the very top, there's some snow and ice, so the snow weenies can be like, look, there's a bunch of snow and ice in late April, and that is unusual. Alex Klucher doesn't want to be the one to say the word, so I'll say it. Danger. And that danger possibly means tornadoes. And we can see here the danger zone looks like Oklahoma, and then it pushes down into Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. And so you might be like, man, I wish I had a simple way to break this down. And man, have I got a treat for you. Are you watching that, though? Did you see that line? Boom. Zip, zap, pow. Big Game Brady is breaking it down for us. Here you go. I think this is a good map to show the severity of the storms tomorrow on a scale of low, medium, and strong. Kind of like how I like my coffee. Wait, that didn't make sense. I actually like this format and will probably use it in the future. Good to know. Might use a 1 to 10 scale for future severe events, maybe even hurricanes and blizzards. So, as you can see that, anywhere we see that line blowing on down, we're going to have, a chance for some major activity, not just tornadoes, but straight line winds. They can do a whole lot of damage too. And then hail. Oh, hail. Have you seen the size of the hail lately on the internets, man? It has been like grape-sized hail and golf ball-sized hail and grapefruit-sized hail and baseball-sized hail and wiffle ball-sized hail and softball-sized hail and Amazonian boob-sized hail, because Amazons used to cut off their right breast so they could fire their bow properly. So tomorrow is going to be a dangerous situation, and we don't want to lose any more people, because we've been losing a lot of people, Americans, in 2020. And as Planetary Defense Commander and an Asteroid Fight Club member, that is not what we want. We want to live in a society where everyone is smart, aware, plugged in, and a dash of lucky, which probably comes from prayer and being a good person. Sidebar, I'm including this because this was surprising news to me. Kate, News Channel 3. The giant eucalyptus tree at Chase Palm Park came crashing down after hurricane-force winds blew through Santa Barbara area Thursday night. And I didn't know they had hurricane-force winds Thursday night. Cleanup has begun to remove the tree and other debris around the city. So, that's a pretty big tree. They got knocked down by some pretty blowy winds. Man, the Asteroid Fight Club All-Stars are chomping at the bit for hurricane season. It feels like warm temps from the mid-80s and even into the 90s across the moderate and enhanced areas. This will help fuel our severe weather event tomorrow, which is today. It'll go Tuesday to Wednesday. The tornado threat is medium. The wind is very high risk, so I'd say strong. You already screwed up your own system, BG, but I love you, dude, in a very friendly, duty Asteroid Fight Club kind of way. Flash flood threat, medium. Severe hail threat, medium. Also, heat index might be high. And so, yeah, we got quite a few risks going on during the day. It's the wind outlook. It is outlooking. So there's definitely going to be some damaging wind. If you're in the... And this is almost like Homer Simpson. If you had a bowling pin body. And inside his bowling pin body was dangerous winds and hail. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be deadly and damaging if you don't play your cards right. And so this is hail. Like, hail damage And so it looks like Kansas and Texas are just getting the tips. But Oklahoma, you're going to get hailinated. That's not a real word. And it looks like the temperatures, at least 2 meters into the air, are going to bring some real summer feels. That's okay. My air conditioner's working. And the good news is I live in efficiency, which is like a one room. It's like a 1 square room apartment. What does that mean? And so my electricity bill is really low, even though my air conditioner, my room stays cool. That was too much information. It wasn't very interesting, but I am trying to highlight the fact that it's going to be really hot in some places, and that hot will clash with the colder cool, and that is when the activity will happen. You know, I can't even express how often people have said to me, when to eat a banana. And I'm like, well, dude, technically whenever you want to. Eat it underripe if you want a great source of prebiotics for your gut health, and FODMAP friendly. And it might be FAP-MAP friendly. That's just too weird. And if you want it when it's barely ripe, you'll get some high fiber and lower in the sugars. But if you want it ripe, then you're going to get high oxidant levels and good fiber content. So you're going to be taking some banging poops. If you eat it very ripe, you get the lowest vitamin and mineral content, and it kind of makes you look dumb, but it's gushier. If you eat it overripe, you'll get the highest sugar and lowest fiber content, so your poops will probably be average, but you will get a sugar rush. So there you go. Question is answered. Now we're looking at the Wednesday part of the danger zone, and that will take it into, is that Mississippi or Alabama? I always flip them too. One day I got to figure out which is which. And that's Georgia. I know for a fact that's Georgia. I bet I could look it up, though. Alabama. I figured it out. Thank God for the internets. Did God invent the internets? That's a question you can ask yourself. Anyway, so you could see the heavy hardcore winds will be blowing through. Oh, we've already passed them by. And then we go zoop, and then it gets super windy for a whole lot of places. Huh. Okay. And now it's time to take a look at some ground-to-cloud lightning in Birmingham, England. That is awesome lightning. Lightning is almost like a laser light show, except it's different because it's from Mother Nature. Benny Boy Edwards reminding us that yesterday was Volcano Monday, and this was the Stromboli volcano as seen by Sentinel on the 27th, which is yesterday. And so we've got some volcano activity happening all over the Earth. And with Jupiter and Saturn on the same side and lining up in December, look for the volcano and earthquake activity to increase. And with petroleum staying in the ground, add a +1 to that. Alex was like, I saw a nice Diamondback on a 14-mile bike ride this evening in Amarillo. First time seeing one in its natural habitat. Aw, nature is healing. Yeah, go ahead and get you some cuddles. I love all animals. So with the Pentagon confirming UFOs and aliens exist, I don't know if they confirmed the aliens thing. 2020 really said, dun dun dun, here comes the hot mothership and romantic adventures. And I take this as good news because, like, if the aliens are cool and attractive and funny and great at conversation, maybe I can circumvent the astrology and make out before August. I don't even know what that means. Okay. Usually I put the sillier stuff at the end of the videos once we've got past all the really great information. But if you saw Venus and the Moon last night, you got a treat. And Venus was like, you know what? Maybe Venus retrograde won't be that bad. I'm like, yes, I know, ma'am. Whether it be my old Venus representative, which was Selena Gomez, or the new one, which is Billie Eilish, it's best to prepare for the worst and pray for the best. But yeah, Venus goes retrograde in about 14 days. We got 2 sunspots on the sun right now, one from the old solar cycle and one from the new one. So the sun is coming back to life, and that is amazing. Here, industrial engineer Irene Quiores says, here we see the new AR-2761 that belongs to the new solar cycle N25. It has generated flares below Class B. All right. I want to rotate and put out my conspiracy theory again that like Elon Musk has put up 1,000 satellites and he's like, well, yeah, eventually we're going to give internets to the poor peoples. But I don't really trust a single thing Elon says, man. And to hear Cranky Weather guy creates a GIF. This is from last night's radar process in the next stage of the storm's mid-level pivot retreat out to see back building echoes will drop to given chase as trough drops along its own axis to chase the flow. But all these arrows, I think Cranky's getting ready for hurricane season, and I think Cranky is going to be better than ever. And last season, he was perfect. I was the one who totally freaked out at Dorian and like had to run outside and scream at the clouds for like 5 minutes. And I went like crazy and lost my mind. He's like, don't worry, it's going to turn, it's going to turn. And it did. And so he was perfect, and I was the one who broke down, which is great for a buddy cop duo thing, you know? And we're policing the weather. Because, you know, sometimes you should stop and look at things from a different perspective. And I told Brady earlier to stay medium cool because he kept saying everything was medium risk. Get it? And I worked on a movie with Robert Forster, who's one of the coolest people I ever met. He passed away last year. He was really one of the coolest people I've ever met. So nice. And you know me, I was dreaming about romantic comedies. And this animation of a solar wind blows in the new sequence of images of Comet C2020 Fate Swan. Is there a mixed message in there? I hope so. Everybody loves mixed messages. So, yeah, Swan's impressive. And the color of it in these photos reminds me of Billie Eilish's eyes. So will this be super impressive? Well, we'll see. Space Force will probably blow it to bits. There's a lot of blowy stuff happening. And so Homer Simpson is a completely unaggressive statement. Bart Simpson about to smash a chair over his head are the people who spend all their time in insular internet communities where constantly being unnecessarily hostile and combative towards strangers is considered a personality. Have you noticed, though, like unbridled hate and totally unfounded accusations without any due process don't seem to work as well as they did before 2020. So that's a silver lining to all the crappiness that has happened. Because that's how life is. You take the good, you take the bad. It's the facts of life. Facts of life. Good things happen, bad things happen, and we keep moving forward as a civilization. And civilization is still standing. So I'm super proud of that, and I'm super proud of you. And I love all y'all. Y'all are badass and amazing. That is a true story. I'm sure there's one or two listening out there right now who ain't that amazing, but that's okay. If you put your mind to it, in time, you too can be amazing. And so, yeah, we got some pretty big storms coming up with some pretty big wind issues. And, you know, it's severe weather season. This is not our first rodeo, all right? But I definitely think we're going to see some major storms this spring. I like to like people. Yeah, I like to like people. Here, we're watching the European edition, as I'm mildly obsessed with what the lows are going to be doing with Europe. They're going to get a little action in, because we're watching as they just, it looks like you guys are going to be in for a wave after wave after wave, windy, blowy, wet period. See, there it is right there. It's like the three lows that kind of circle around. This doesn't have to be very strong, but still, that is interesting. I repeat, that is interesting. So there's a big low. It's going to bring some heavy rain around the middle of May. And then look, there's boom. So it's like, okay, let's start at the top. There's one low, boom. And then another low comes up and like boom. And then another low, a little bi-lowy, tri-lowy. Look at that. See, there's some crazy low action happening somewhere over by the United Kingdom, Ireland, Scotland, Spain, France, Belgium, the Netherlands. Now I'm just calling out names. All right. Well, I love you, and you guys are super fantastic. And I got 6 days left in my monthly fundraiser. So after taking care of yourself, your family, your friends, if you got anything left over and you think I've done an incredible job over the last month or in 2020 or for the last 7 years. This is how I make my money and keep THORnews up and running. So I got a physical address if you want to send it to me, and I'm sure the U.S. Postal Service wouldn't mind the little extra business. I got a PayPal. I got a Venmo, Cash App. I'm with high-techy stuff. I got a Patron. I got $977 left to go with 6 days left. And you guys are always awesome and amazing. So I got to say thank you to the Super Texas Angel. May we all feel happy, strong, and good. The awesome, incredible, always there, Ellie Squared. Super double, triple love. Super cool Mike T. You tough bastard. That was a tooth removal statement. And then the super very nice Nancy. You guys are all, Astro Fight Club, you're all incredibly great to me. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will be talking to y'all in the near future. Please don't get killed by tornadoes this week or in 2020. Thank you. God bless everyone.